Nicole Smith.
What age gap is acceptable in relationships? Some couples marry despite large age differences. In 1994, the whirlwind of a story unfolded when a stunning 26-year-old model married a man who seemed to be struggling just to get by. But how old was he, and what made this young woman choose him? Stay with us as we uncover the twists in their love story and the heartbreaking conclusion that awaited them. The life of Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith's name became a fixture in pop culture in 1994 because of her strange marriage to billionaire oil tycoon J. Howard Marshall. At just 26 years old, Anna Nicole was a vivacious, larger-than-life personality who contrasted sharply with Marshall, then 89. His fortune and influence had long shaped the business world. Their union attracted much speculation and controversy because it was obvious that Anna Nicole married a man with a 63-year gap because of his oil and real estate fortune. But before you judge her, let's get to see the early years of her life and why she eventually fell in love with a man who was no longer sexually active. Vicki Lynn Hogan was just a girl from Mexia, Texas, who dared to dream beyond her small-town upbringing. Her rise to fame as Anna Nicole Smith surprised many who knew her during her early years. Born on the 28th of November, 1967, into a challenging environment, Vicki Lynn's beginnings were the sheer opposite of the life she dreamed of. Her mother, Virgie Arthur, was only 16 when she gave birth to her. Her father, Donald Hogan, abandoned the family soon after. As a child, she grew up in a home that offered little comfort or security, and she endured maltreatment from her stepfather and stepbrother. Despite these challenges, young Vicki Lynn clung to dreams inspired by her idol, Marilyn Monroe. She adored Monroe's films, finding solace and hope in the stories of the iconic star who had risen above her humble beginnings. Like Norma Jean Baker before her, Vicki Lynn longed for a life filled with beauty, fame, and admiration. By age 15, Vicki Lynn had dropped out of high school. With no diploma and no prospects, she began working at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken, a fast food restaurant in her hometown. While working there, she met Billy Wayne Smith, a fry cook a year younger than her. Their teenage romance quickly led to marriage on the 4th of April, 1985, when Vicki Lynn was just 17 and Billy was 16. In 1986, the couple welcomed a son, Daniel Wayne Smith. However, the responsibilities of parenthood and the realities of marriage proved too much for the young couple. By 1987, they separated. However, their divorce was not finalized until 1993. Reflecting on her relationship with Billy, Vicki Lynn admitted that youthful infatuation had blinded her. "I chased him until I finally got him, but by then I wasn't interested anymore," she once said. Now, a single mother with no education and limited means, Vicki Lynn faced the demanding task of providing for herself and her son. She continued working at a fast food restaurant, but her wages were insufficient to cover her needs. Determined to create a better life, she moved to Houston, hoping for new opportunities. But her ways of earning a living in Houston differed from the life she dreamed of. There, she took a job as a dancer at a strip club. It was not the life she had envisioned, but it offered higher pay and a chance to save money. During this time, she began planning a transformation that changed her life. She saved up for breast enhancement surgery, believing it would help her achieve her dream of becoming a model. Her turning point came in 1992 when she graced the Playboy magazine cover under the name Vicki Smith. The photo shoot showcased her striking resemblance to Marilyn Monroe, drawing attention to her natural beauty and charisma. The following year, she was named Playboy's Playmate of the Year, solidifying her place in the spotlight. Her career quickly took off, and she became the face of Guess, a major fashion brand. Her curvy figure stood out against the thin, waif-like models of the grunge era, offering a different appeal that many fell in love with. While her professional life flourished, her personal life took an unexpected turn. Back in 1988, she met Jay while performing at a Houston strip club called Gigi's. Howard Marshall, an oil tycoon, was in his 80s. The elderly businessman was captivated by her beauty and spirit. He began visiting the club regularly to watch her perform. Their acquaintance had deepened by 1991, and he invited her to lunch. Their connection, though unconventional, became significant in her life. Before meeting Anna Smith, Marshall had already been married twice and had a son who was later involved in a legal battle with Nicole. Despite being so old, he was still attracted to younger women. This was why he found solace in Nicole, who was 26 years old. During one of their dates, Marshall gave her $1,000 and encouraged her to leave her job at the club and focus on her aspirations. He supported her dreams and provided her with the financial stability she had never known. Their relationship continued, and Marshall's generosity allowed her to fully embrace her ambitions without the financial strain that had once weighed her down. It was from this relationship that she had the money for her breast surgery. Through determination and a willingness to take risks, Anna Nicole Smith transformed herself from a small-town girl into an international sensation. Her journey from Mexia to fame was not without struggles, but was defined by her unwavering belief in a better future. Like her idol Marilyn Monroe, she proved that even the most humble beginnings could lead to a life of glamour and recognition. Then came the headlines in 1994. Keep watching to know how this love between two people from different eras ended. The love and lavishness of J. Marshall. Before meeting Howard Marshall, Anna Nicole Smith was determined to create her success. She worked as a waitress and a dancer, and eventually achieved fame as a model. While Smith focused on her independence, Marshall was more than happy to shower her with extravagant gifts. Smith spent $2 million on diamond jewelry in March 1993 during a single shopping spree using Marshall's Platinum American Express card. Marshall gifted her a bright red Mercedes, a house in Brentwood, a ranch near Houston, an apartment in New York City, and jewelry. Despite the grand gifts, their dates were surprisingly simple. The pair often enjoyed lunches at country clubs or Red Lobster, the same restaurant where Smith once worked as a waitress. Then, on the 27th of June 1994, Smith and Marshall married in Houston at the White Dove Wedding Chapel. The ceremony was a luxurious affair, planned by Smith's family to avoid media attention. The theme was all white, with Marshall wearing a white tuxedo and Smith donning a low-cut white satin gown. She walked down the aisle covered with whole white rosebuds. The reception was filled with champagne and chocolate cake, but the wedding ended poorly when Smith kissed Marshall goodbye immediately and announced, "Bye, darling, I'm off to Greece." After the wedding, the couple spent little time together. Smith mostly lived in Los Angeles, while Marshall stayed in Texas. When Marshall visited Smith in December 1994, the strain in their marriage became obvious. According to reports, Smith refused to let Marshall share her bed, allegedly saying, "Oh no, Pawpaw, you know you don't get up in bed with me. You pee on the bed." Again, in January 1995, Smith visited Marshall at his Houston home. Marshall was suffering from stomach cancer and, reliant on tube feeding, was fed chicken broth by Smith. Unfortunately, he choked and required hospitalization. Following this incident, Marshall's son Pierce took legal guardianship of his father, effectively cut Smith off financially, and restricted her access to Marshall. Armed guards ensured that Smith could only visit Marshall for 30 minutes and never past 8 in the evening. As expected, Marshall lost his life to pneumonia on the 4th of August, 1995. Following his passing, both Smith and Pierce organized separate memorials. Pierce arranged a private state funeral on the 13th of August, after Smith had held her own elaborate ceremony on the 7th of the same month. Smith attended the memorial dressed in a low-cut white gown and her wedding veil. Her 9-year-old son Daniel wore a white tuxedo, carried a black dog, and joined Smith in singing "Wind Beneath My Wings" for the guests. About 30 mourners attended, reportedly none of whom had known Marshall before his marriage to Smith. At one point during the preparations, Smith expressed a desire to take Marshall's coffin to her ranch and place it on her patio deck. Funeral staff persuaded her otherwise, fearing the coffin might slide into the swimming pool. Despite Anna's love and lavish lifestyle with Marshall, his will did not include Anna Smith. He left his entire $1,600 billion estates to his son Pierce. With this development, Anna felt wronged and filed a lawsuit in Texas, demanding $475 million, half of Marshall's estate. Nevertheless, in September 1997, the court ruled in favor of Pierce as the sole heir. The ruling also excluded Marshall's oldest son, J. Howard Marshall III, from the inheritance. What followed was a years-long legal battle filled with allegations and courtroom drama. Smith accused Pierce of wanting his father to pass away, a claim she made during a heated testimony in May 1998. Later that year, Smith teamed up with Marshall's disinherited son Howard to file another lawsuit. They alleged that Pierce had spent 20 years plotting to claim his father's wealth. The case became increasingly complicated when Smith filed for bankruptcy. Multiple rulings followed, with one court awarding Smith $474 million, only to be reduced to $88 million later. The legal battle ultimately reached the federal Supreme Court. Surprisingly, the court ruled in Smith's favor, marking a dramatic end to one of history's most infamous inheritance disputes. After the death of Howard, the long years of legal battles, and endless criticism that Anna Nicole Smith was only with Howard because of his money, she decided to reinvent herself in the entertainment industry and featured in a couple of movies and endorsement deals. She went on to have another daughter, but like her role model, Marilyn Monroe, she never made it past her 30s. How did this sad end happen? We'll soon find out. Life after marriage. On the 1st of June 2006, Anna Nicole Smith shared exciting news through a video on her official website. She announced she was expecting a child. A few months later, on the 7th of September 2006, she welcomed a baby girl named Danny Lynn in the Bahamas. Howard K. Stern, Smith's attorney and longtime partner, claimed he was the child's father. However, Larry Burkhead, a photographer, believed otherwise and filed a case to establish paternity. The birth certificate listed Stern as Danny Lynn's father. Sadly, only 3 days after Danny Lynn's birth, Nicole Smith suffered a major loss. On the 10th of September 2006, Smith's 20-year-old son, Daniel Wayne Smith, visited his mother and met his new sister. However, it turned out that Daniel passed away in his mother's hospital room. An autopsy revealed that a combination of substances, including methadone and antidepressants, caused his death. A Bahamian jury concluded that it was an accidental overdose and recommended no criminal charges. Daniel's demise certificate was issued on the 21st of September 2006. He was laid to rest on the 19th of October at Lakeview Cemetery in New Providence, Bahamas. Daniel's demise shattered Anna Nicole Smith. Stern revealed that she saw herself as a mother and father to her son, and Daniel had been the center of her world. At Daniel's funeral, she requested the coffin be opened. She tried to climb inside, stating she wanted to be buried with him. Her grief was beyond words. Smith and Stern chose to remain in the Bahamas, reportedly to avoid legal complications over paternity testing for Danny Lynn. Smith was granted permanent residency in the Bahamas in the late 2006. This was based on her claim of owning a $900,000 mansion, which she said had been a gift from a former boyfriend, real estate developer Gaither Ben Thompson. However, controversy followed when pictures showed Smith embracing Bahamian immigration minister Shane Gibson. The public outcry led to Gibson's resignation. The story of Danny Lynn's paternity became even more complex when other men came forward with claims. Frederick Prince von Anhalt, husband of Zsa Zsa Gabor, said he had a decade-long relationship with Smith and could be Danny Lynn's father. Smith's former chef and bodyguard, Alexander Denk, claimed to be the father. However, the matter was finally resolved in April 2007 when DNA tests confirmed Larry Burkhead as Danny Lynn's biological father. A Bahamian court ordered an updated birth certificate naming Burkhead as her father. This allowed him to obtain a passport and return to the United States with his daughter. Stern did not challenge the ruling, and Smith's mother, Virgie Arthur, lost an appeal to overturn the decision. Amid these legal and personal battles, another tragedy occurred. Unfortunately, on the 8th of February 2007, Anna Nicole Smith was found unconscious in her hotel room at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. The wife of her bodyguard, a registered nurse, performed cardiopulmonary resuscitation for 15 minutes before the bodyguard arrived to assist. Emergency responders rushed Smith to Memorial Regional Hospital, but she was pronounced dead at 39 years old. Like her role model, who died at 36, she did not make it through her 30s. A detailed investigation led by Broward County Medical Examiner Joshua Perper followed. The findings revealed that Smith's demise was caused by combined substance intoxication. The main factor was chloral hydrate, a sedative. The effects of this substance were intensified by several prescription medications, including 4 benzodiazepines. Smith had also consumed diphenhydramine and topiramate. Although methadone was found in her system, it was determined to have been ingested days earlier and did not contribute to her demise. The autopsy report highlighted additional factors. Smith had abscesses, possibly from previous vitamin B12 or growth hormone injections, and she suffered from viral enteritis. Despite speculation linking methadone use to Daniel's death, no illegal substances were found in her system. The authorities ruled her passing an accidental overdose. 8 of the 11 substances in Smith's body were prescribed to Stern. 2 prescriptions were written under the name Alex Katz, while another was issued by Dr. Christine Aroshevich, a psychiatrist and friend of Smith. Dr. Aroshevich was confirmed to have written all the prescriptions, raising questions about the ease with which Smith accessed these substances. On the 2nd of March, 2007, Smith was laid to rest in the Bahamas beside her son Daniel. It was a somber farewell to a woman whose life had been filled with fame, heartache, and controversy. Smith had prepared her will in 2001, naming her son Daniel as the sole beneficiary. She explicitly excluded other children and appointed Stern as the executor. At the time of her passing, her estate included personal property valued at $10,000 and real estate worth $1.8 million, with a $1.1 million mortgage. Following her passing, Larry Burkhead became a party of interest in the Los Angeles County Superior Court probate process. The life of Anna Nicole Smith was marked by love, loss, and challenges. Her devotion to her children and her struggles with fame made her story unforgettable. From the joy of welcoming her daughter to the heartbreak of losing her son and her untimely death, her journey remains so emotional and grips the heart of everyone who comes across it. Today, her daughter is grown and is making headlines. Keep watching as we look into the living legacy she left behind. Larry Burkhead, a proud Louisville native, chose to raise his daughter Danny Lynn in the comfort of his home state of Kentucky. This decision reflected his desire to provide her with a grounded and familiar life, far from the chaos that once surrounded her mother, Anna Nicole Smith. The Kentucky Derby holds a special meaning for the father and daughter. In 2003, Larry met Anna Nicole there, setting the stage for the life-changing events that followed. To honor this connection, Larry has made it a tradition to take Danny Lynn to the Derby every year, creating a cherished ritual they both enjoy. When Danny Lynn was 6 in 2012, she stepped briefly into her mother's world by modeling for Guess Kids. This was a nod to Anna Nicole's legacy, as a 3-year deal with Guess had initially brought Anna Nicole into the spotlight. For Danny Lynn, this was more than just a modeling opportunity. It became a way to feel connected to her mom. Guess creative director Paul Marciano praised her energy and described it as reminiscent of her mother's playful spirit. Larry works hard to shield Danny Lynn from rumors and misleading information, particularly those surrounding the legal battles involving her mother's estate. One of the most widespread misconceptions was that Danny Lynn was among the wealthiest children in America, an idea sparked by viral online videos. Larry explained that the legal fight for a share of the late billionaire J. Howard Marshall's estate ended in 2014, with Anna Nicole receiving nothing. Despite the gossip, Larry has focused on giving Danny Lynn a life centered on love and memories, rather than material wealth. The Bahamas also holds a special place in Danny Lynn's story. It was her birthplace and the location of significant moments tied to her identity. On a trip in 2018, Larry shared how locals affectionately called Danny Lynn the People's Princess, a reflection of the island's connection to her mother and her birth. During their visit, Larry took Danny Lynn to the courthouse, where her paternity had been confirmed, offering her a glimpse into her history. As Danny Lynn grew, their bond only deepened. On her 16th birthday in 2022, she celebrated with concert tickets to see Kiss and a Puppy, gifts from her doting dad. The following year, in May 2023, the father-daughter duo made their annual appearance at the Kentucky Derby, keeping their cherished tradition alive. Through all the milestones, Larry has ensured that Danny Lynn's life remains filled with love, stability, and memories that connect her to her roots and her mother's legacy. Danny Lynn today. On the 7th of September, 2024, Larry Burkhead shared a glimpse into the exciting celebration of his daughter Danny Lynn's 18th birthday. The proud father highlighted the memorable moments from their day in Los Angeles through posts on their shared Instagram account. To mark this special milestone, the duo attended the Beetlejuice Afterlife Experience, an event tied to the famous movie. Larry described it as an out-of-this-world experience that brought fun and excitement to the birthday celebration. Danny-Lyn embraced the theme by choosing an all-black Gothic-style outfit from a Hot Topic store, adding her spooky touch to the festivities. The carousel of photos Larry posted showed Danny-Lyn in various moments of joy and laughter. She posed before a stunning sunset by the ocean, her birthday outfit glowing in the golden light. In another shot, she stood beside a performer dressed as Beetlejuice, embodying the quirky spirit of the event. Other pictures captured her enjoying time at the event entrance, smiling excitedly, and getting her makeup done to complete her festive look. A final video showed Larry panning down to a Beetlejuice sign, perfectly wrapping up the memory-filled day. As part of the celebration, Larry shared a heartfelt montage on Instagram featuring cherished memories of Danny-Lyn through the years. In the caption, he expressed his deep love and pride for his daughter. He described her as his entire heart and wished for her to continue being humble and kind, spreading love to others just as she has always done. The video, set to the song Humble and Kind, reflected their special bond. However, the birthday festivities did not stop there. Before her big day, Danny-Lyn and Larry attended the Power Morphicon convention in Pasadena, California. It was another pre-celebration event that added to the excitement of turning 18. Danny-Lyn embraced her creative side at the convention, cosplaying 3 characters from Kamen Rider. Larry expressed happiness in watching his daughter live out her dreams, and thanked her wig stylist, Ryan Austin, for helping bring her characters to life. In an earlier post, Larry hinted that the convention was the beginning of a series of events planned to honor Danny-Lyn's birthday. He called it the first stop in the celebration journey, with more fun awaiting them. The countdown to Danny-Lyn's special day was filled with love, excitement, and cherished moments that will undoubtedly remain unforgettable for both father and daughter. The daughter has ensured her mother's memories and legacies live in her. As time passes, she may become a model and actress like her mother. However, ever since the marriage of her mother at age 26 to 89 years old Howard Marshall, many have been speculating that it was just for the money. Was this true? Keep watching as we uncover if Anna Nicole loved a man 63 years older than her when they married each other. A love beyond expectations. Anna Nicole Smith's relationship with J. Howard Marshall was often scrutinized, but those close to her revealed a story of genuine affection. In February 2017, on The Wendy Williams Show, Larry Burkhead, Anna's lawyer and the father of her daughter Danny-Lyn, opened up about the bond Anna shared with Marshall. He described how she admired her husband deeply, often measuring her partners against him. "She talked about him all the time," Burkhead shared. "You'd feel like you were in his shadow. Oil paintings of him adorned the walls, and pictures of him were always nearby. If you argued with her, she'd ask why you couldn't be more like him. I'd joke, 'I haven't struck oil yet.'" This dynamic showcased the lasting impression Marshall left on Anna's heart. In a May 2003 interview with People, George Beale, Anna's uncle, emphasized that her feelings for Marshall were authentic. He recounted how she admired the care and support he offered her. George shared, "Anna didn't want anyone to think she was after his money. She genuinely loved him." Family members encouraged her to follow her heart, reassuring her that her love was all that mattered. For Anna, Marshall was not just a wealthy oil tycoon, but a figure who provided stability and kindness. Their love, often misjudged, was a unique connection that deeply influenced her life and choices. Considering that she grew up without a father and was maltreated by her stepfather and brother, finding love in Howard was like a fatherly love, something she never had since childhood, and she was committed to making Howard happy for all the love he showed her by saying, "Yes, I do." Is Smith's love story interesting? Which part of her life caught your attention most? As usual, let's hear from you in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, click the other links on your screen for more videos.